Jetta S for just $189 a month.
This is Fox 13 News.
An LDS church parking lot in Sandy was left covered in beer and diesel fuel today after a semi crash. It happened at 13th East and 114th South at about 6 a.m. Sandy police say a semi was northbound on 13th East when a westbound pickup truck ran a red light and hit the semi. The semi driver is hospitalized. The other driver was not hurt. But his wife says he's shaken up.
When something like this happens, you're just grateful that everyone's okay and you hope that there's no long-term effects.
Police say the driver of the Tundra will be cited for running the red lights.
A garbage fire caused some trouble for traffic this morning. Look at this. 20th East in Salt Lake City was closed for just a short time between 27th South and 30th South. Crews had to clean all of this up. A dump truck driver noticed smoke coming out of the back of the truck and then dropped the load into a nearby parking lot.
Occasionally this happens where they're not able to find a parking lot and therefore they dump the contents in the streets. At that point, the structures nearby as well as people is our highest priority.
No one was hurt. The cause of the fire is now under investigation.
As an island of blue and a sea of red, Salt Lake City's LGBTQ community has emerged as a big voting bloc, but it's staying out of a big political race. Today, Equality Utah's Political Action Committee announced its endorsements for municipal offices, but the group says it will not offer an endorsement between Aaron Mendenhall and Luz Escamilla in the Salt Lake City mayor's race. They both scored 100% on its candidate survey and are listed as strong supporters of LGBTQ rights. So Equality Utah says it decided to stay neutral, telling supporters that either candidate would be great in office. The Salt Lake City Fire Department is changing its hiring practices.
This is all in an effort to be more inclusive, also to keep up with the state. Fox 13's Elle Thomas has more in today's Growing Utah.
As Utah grows, so do our fire departments. And Salt Lake City Fire is putting an emphasis on matching our community with more diverse hiring.
There's never a dull day in the life of a firefighter.
You never know what you're going to go on.
But this crew makes it look easy.
You could be called to the same place over and over, and it's going to be something different each time.
This is just one of 14 stations across Salt Lake City.
You want to check it out?
But as the city grows, so does the department.
Back here, we keep some of our other appliances.
For SLC Fire, that doesn't just mean more staff.
Obviously, Salt Lake City is growing exponentially. It's an incredibly diverse city, and we want to make sure that our department reflects the citizens that we serve.
It means diversity.
We want to have more females. We want to have more ethnic minorities. We want people from out of state. We want people who speak multiple languages.
In changing up hiring practices, they say the goal is to focus on inclusion and ultimately making connections.
A lot of the times we don't realize how comfortable we are seeing somebody who looks like us. But to have a firefighter who can relate to that individual and come at them from that very unique lens, again, is incredibly valuable for our department.
So when the call comes in, they're ready to serve everyone.
We're headed in the right direction.
Salt Lake City Fire will be holding a hiring event come January 2020. If you want to learn more, head to our website. In Salt Lake City, Elle Thomas, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, you saw the sunshine out there today, but
Woke up to sunshine, in fact, where I was.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
a nice sight. I wasn't sure if I was going to be waking up to snow this morning.
I know. Some of us were waking up to a little bit of snow, just depending on where you were. We had a little bit of light lake effect snow that developed late last night, but it just brought a dusting to most of us. So it was a very quick hitting system, not a whole lot of moisture to deal with. The biggest story, as we've been talking about, has been how cold these temperatures are. And as I mentioned, a weather balloon launched by the National Weather Service today, sampling the air above us. was and found that it was the coldest air mass for this date on record. So we did have some records broken there. A couple of other places set some new records with lows. Thanks to some of the leftover cloud cover for a lot of the night, temperatures didn't drop as low in Salt Lake City, but we were really close to a record low. We dropped to 30. The record was 28, set back in 1932. So that's a long-standing record there. Our high today only 42. Our normal low is 43. So we didn't even manage that. We couldn't even get all the way up to our normal low this afternoon. Our normal high is 67. And then to put things really into perspective, our record high for today is 88 degrees. So isn't that hard to think about? Sun sets tonight at 6:56. It rises tomorrow morning at 7:34. We are still sitting in the low 40s. Temperatures will fall quickly tonight. We won't have as much wind, but we will have a more dramatic drop in temperatures. And tonight, clear skies in place, light winds. That is a perfect setup for temperatures to just bottom out. And so we are going to be looking at likely multiple records broken when we wake up tomorrow morning. It's currently right now 40 in Logan, low 30s in Evanston. Down in southern Utah, we're in the low 40s in Bryce Canyon. And St. George coming in only at 62 degrees. Here's your evening planner. Clear skies, fairly light winds, temperatures falling to the freezing mark before midnight tonight. And we'll see widespread lows in the 20s. And then down in southern Utah, temperatures will fall quickly into the 40s as we head towards 11 p.m. under these clear skies. And we could have lows flirting with the freezing mark down in St. George tonight. This is your hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow. Clear skies. We'll have 20s in the forecast through a lot of the morning, and then that sunshine will warm us quickly. And tomorrow afternoon, you'll notice the turnaround. It's going to begin that quickly. Our temperatures will be warmer tomorrow. In fact, we may even try to top out in the low 50s for portions of the Wasatch Front. But most of the day will be spent in the upper 40s. A far cry from today, where we've been struggling to get out of the 30s. Skies are nice and clear behind this system that continues to head out to the east. The cold air will continue to pull away as well. We warm things up this weekend. There is a chance for a slight little mini cool down on Monday, but nothing like what we saw. So you probably won't even notice it. Temperatures are going to be so much warmer than what we're seeing right now. And then by Wednesday, we actually start to get into a southwest flow. And so that means temperatures are going to warm up even more. And we could be flirting with some 70s by Wednesday afternoon, believe it or not. Then, of course, it's fall, so we're going to see another dip in the jet. And that's going to bring in another cool down for next weekend. Your forecast for tomorrow morning, temps in the low to mid 20s, down to 23 in Provo, 24 in Salt Lake, 21 in Ogden, mid-teens in Logan. We'll likely start off in the low teens in Park City, but there's a chance if the winds just get still enough, we could be in the single digits there tomorrow morning. And we'll start off in the 30s down in St. George. Highs tomorrow, upper 40s to low 50s. And then down in southern Utah, a little warmer, no 60s in the forecast, but low 70s. It'll feel really nice tomorrow afternoon. It is going to be a dry 7-day forecast and a warmer one too. 80s return Monday down south, low to mid 80s after that. And in northern Utah, temperatures will go from 49 to 59 as we start the weekend off. And then mid 60s after that by Wednesday, close to 70.
I'm Jeff Rainier. Coming up in sports, what went wrong for the Jazz last night in Milwaukee? We'll hear from Mike Conley and Quinn Snyder after a 34-point loss to the Bucks.
Weather Watch is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Where's Daddy? Where'd he go?
The 2019 Nissan Rogue with available Nissan Safety Shield 360. This is all-around protection. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Save up to $5,000 on the 2019 Rogue or get a low $272 per month lease on Frontier.
At Papa Murphy's, it's time to saddle up, giddy up, and eat up. Because right now you can get a large cowboy pizza for just $10. Yee-haw! We make it, you make it. Papa Murphy's.
I swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability, this covenant.
Every doctor takes an oath, but not every doctor gets to practice it to its fullest.
I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures required of me.
There's a new healthcare system built around the way you live and the way our profession has sworn it to be.
And may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help.
May I be a steward of the new healthcare. It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
Hey, you guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah. JJ Watt.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're just doing the right thing.
What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Some run from the weather. But with the most capable and luxurious SUV in its class, you can run through it. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Hurry into Jeep Adventure Days for a great deal. Well-qualified returning Grand Cherokee lessees can lease the 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee for $279 a month.
Just because we're super hungry
doesn't mean you gotta spend a lot, because Denny's brought back the Super Slam with eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and buttermilk or pumpkin pancakes, all for just $5.99. The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
It was a tough Utah Jazz debut for Mike Conley after sitting out the first preseason game. Conley played in the Jazz uniform for the first time last night in Milwaukee, but it did not go well for Conley or the Jazz. Conley scored 6 points, but they all came at the free throw line. He was 0 for 6 from the field, and he and fellow newcomer Bojan Bogdanovic combined to go 0 for 14. In the Jazz 34-point loss to the Bucks. There's a lot of optimism with this Jazz team after an aggressive offseason, but it is way too early to panic.
A lot of us our first time really playing together. My first game, I think Don's first time playing with the new group and just trying to figure out, you know, everybody and the system and all the new faces, but we got a lot to improve on. That's okay.
Good for us to, you know, get some feedback from, you know, one of the best teams in the league, but there's also things that we can take from this game that we can control no matter who's playing or how much we've played together, and it's good for us to feel that. I think we have to continue to learn how to compete collectively.
The Jazz will play their third preseason game tomorrow night in New Orleans against former Jazz teammate Derek Favors and the Pelicans. NFL game tonight, Giants and the Patriots.
Right.
Only one local player, Kyle Van Noy, former star at BYU. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Hopefully have some highlights of him tonight.
Usually I find my eyes drifting over to the QB, Tom Brady.
Let's see how
now we know. We'll see you later tonight after NFL football.
Are the other kids up yet?